All right, let's start that over.
Yeah.
So remember that everything that we talk about on the stream, it's 100% my opinions. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an expert at anything. I am a wife and mom. I've learned a few things to get over the humps and the roadblocks that have stopped me from all of the issues that I had as a young mom feeling super overwhelmed. Great, Nettie. Thank you for letting us know that you couldn't hear us. I really appreciate that.
That's my daughter.
Oh, thank you. This is Rhonda. Rhonda
Hi.
came down
Came down.
to visit for a few days, and I'm so excited. Rhonda is one of you guys. We are just moms. She happens to live kind of close. And if you're ever in the Nashville area, I would love to meet up and have a coffee. If you're coming south of Nashville, we might be able to talk my husband into cooking us something really great for lunch. You just never know. But the plan for this channel is simply to just be friends and to have a good time and tackle the things we got to do anyways, which is keeping up with the cleaning and the housework and all the things in the right headspace and the right mindset. So that is kind of what we missed already. But today we are going to go behind the scenes on some things that we could do right now to make our summers a lot better. So I've put together a list of about 10 things that's going to help us get prepared to have people into our house without feeling so stressed. And it's not like a 57 list checklist that you've got to do that's going to wear you out. 10 things, you can do some of them now. You can do, whenever you've got time, that is going to make it better for Memorial Day and graduation parties and Mother's Day and Father's Day. Well, we've missed Mother's Day, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like just little things. And one of the first things that I was saying is simply let's tackle the grill area. If you've got a grill, you've probably got grease splatters, you've got, a little bit of a mess. Check the propane. Do you need to get that charged back up and filled back up? Clean it really good. I was saying that the degreaser, that Dawn power spray, is amazing at getting things clean and tidy. Go ahead and look at your patio furniture. If you've got plastic furniture, a magic eraser is amazing. I have used it on that PVC furniture many years. I have something now that I really need to power wash it and then maybe spray it because it's a little older iron set. But it's a good time to make that list. Go look in your backyard or wherever you grill. What does it look like? Do you need to upgrade some things? Maybe your grill has died and you got to go buy a new one. Don't wait until you've got people coming over and you're in a rush. Think about it now. Budget for it now while they're on sale, while there's lots of them in the stores. Let's take a look at the furniture and the patio rugs and the plants and all the things and start making lists of things that you need to either replace or that you just need to clean up and tidy up a little bit. So let's say hi to everybody in the comments. So Michelle was on the comments earlier this morning. Y'all, let's just pray for Michelle. She's had a little bit of a struggle, but I'm so glad that she's got a good attitude and that she is still here. Nettie is in the comments and she is saying hi, and she has saved our souls because we were not going, we didn't have sound for a minute, right? Elena, thank you so much for being here from Italy. Oh, I wish I was there. I know. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wow. But I hear it's beautiful, and I'm so happy that you were able to join us. Hi, Miss Judy. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
Let's see. She's saying the audio is kind of going in and out. Let me know if everybody's having that issue, okay? Because I have been struggling with technology lately. I'm not going to lie. My webcam stopped working, and this morning it actually started working. So we're just going to pray over it. Lord, just help the stream go smoothly and the technology to work in our favor today. Okay. So, and then Thor is saying, yeah, that he's thinking this is going to be really good. He's traveling to Crystal Springs. Hello. Oh, that's Miss Judy. Okay, Miss Judy, I understand what you said. All right. So, thank you. That was wonderful. So, when we talk about getting ready for summer, it is not that we have to do a lot of super hardcore tasks. It's just being proactive so that you get ahead of it before it gets to be a disaster and before the people show up. So go ahead and take a look in your guest spaces. I have, a guest bathroom upstairs that's actually my teenager's bathroom. So, if you've watched my channel, That's the dirtiest place in my entire house is my teenagers' bathrooms because they are in charge of it. And of course, they make bigger messes than I do, and they don't notice the messes like I do. So I had to go up there the other day and really just go ahead and face the fact that if I want that shower and that tub to be really clean, sometimes I'm going to have to go up there and check it. So go on up there, check the towels. Do you need to put fresh towels? Are the towels getting ratty? Is that something that you need to think about replacing if you're going to have guests come over? If you want to be even better, you can create kind of like one of these little guest baskets. And I loved this idea. If you've got people coming over to spend the weekend or spend a night, make a guest room, or even if you're making a pallet in the living room, go ahead and get the pillows, the blankets, launder them, get them fresh, get them ready, right? But you can also make them feel really welcome by including like your Wi-Fi passwords, because everybody needs to connect and be able to make phone calls and stuff like that. I also think that it's a great idea if you want to go out and make your own little guest basket. This all came from the Dollar Tree, you guys. So everything in here was $1.25. And I have got a little eye gel mask so they can relax if they're stressed. I've got some shower steamers. I got some soap so they can smell like lavender and relax when they're here. I got a scrubby, right? And I even added a little deodorant because we forget that. And you could throw like a toothbrush in here and some toothpaste, even those little travel size ones. I have been so many times and forgotten something, and even at my mom's, and been like, I forgot my toothbrush, and you have to run to the store and buy something that's so essential. So if you have like a few dollars and you want to do something like that, you can pull it out and lay it right beside of the couch if they're going to be sleeping on your couch or an air mattress. It's going to make them feel really welcome. And this whole thing was $6. Well, I guess it was $7 now that it's gone up, but super cheap, super easy. And it's definitely something that makes people feel incredibly welcome in your space. And you can get it now and just put it in a closet if you want to. You don't have to set it out for it to get dusty, but you've got it ready. So it's easy to grab and go, right? Where do they sleep when they come to your house?
In the guest bedroom.
In the guest bedroom, right. So I've got
a twin bed.
Uh-huh.
And then my grandson has his own little bed.
Yeah. And so, yeah, go ahead and just check it. We went upstairs a minute ago and I noticed that the dog had gotten on my comforter. So I probably need to rewash that before anybody comes, because our dog likes to sneak up there if I don't keep the doors shut really tightly. And obviously it's all wrinkled up. That means that she got a good night's sleep on my bed, right? Another thing that you can consider doing is maybe set up a snack station. If you know that you're going to have people coming in and out of the house that aren't there, they aren't comfortable getting in your pantry, maybe go ahead and get like a little basket or a bowl. I've got a really nice bowl and I set it up with snacks when my grandbabies are coming to spend the night. And when the kids come for like Easter and stuff like that, I just threw in there some, apples, bananas, some maybe granola bars, nothing super expensive, but having it just out on the counter gives them the okay to grab. If you're hungry and we don't have dinner ready yet, you can snack. It's okay. And so you could set that up. And if you want to do something that's not going to be perishable, don't do the fruit. But yeah, you could go ahead and get some granola bars, some breakfast biscuits and things like that, and then have that for them. That makes it feel so nice. And I got that idea when I went to Gulf Shores and we were renting one of those condos, and they would have like a basket on the counter of some snacks for you. And that was really, really considerate. It was so nice. And I think that that's definitely something that will make your guests feel good. Plus, I mean, I don't know about you, but every now and then I've been known to hit up the snack stash too. So we like that. What's your favorite snack for like visiting?
Chips,
potato chips. You can get those little, mini size potato chips and just throw them in there.
Knows where my snacks are.
I have officially set up a place in the pantry for the grandbabies. It's more on the lower levels, and I got one of those clear things from Walmart. Did you know that they have those clear bins now at the Dollar Tree, by the way? If you want to do that, check the Dollar Tree first before you go. But they're great because they can see their snacks. They like those the yogurts in the squeeze thing, and I've got them set up. They don't have to be refrigerated, and they can pick the flavor that they want and grab it. They just ask before they're allowed to open the cabinet, because otherwise they'd be eating all day long, right? So let's talk about the bedding, okay? Well, before we get to that, the pantry, I was just saying about the pantry, this is a good time to go ahead and check your pantry and see if there's anything that needs to be restocked, but also check expiration dates on things that are more summer worthy. So, we don't necessarily need to have hot chocolate and all those things right now, but you might want to look and see, like, do you have the mixings for s'mores? Do you have marshmallows? How old are they? Marshmallows get really nasty if they're a year or two old. They get sticky. They're not nice. So if you, they get hard. If you need to get more graham crackers, if you need to get some chocolate, maybe you had a moment that you ate it all. Oh, we might have to find something. But yeah, this is a great time to go ahead and get that pantry kind of stocked up with the summer type of things. If you're a big griller, make sure you got all of the seasonings that you like to throw on food, because we go through it. And then at the end of last summer into fall, we may not have went back and got all of our grill mates and those seasonings that we like to use. So catch it on sale, stock up on it. Make sure you've got all the things you need, powdered lemonade, teas, all that stuff. Stock up and get it ready for summer. You can put all of the heavy soups and all that stuff in a different area that's not as front and center. Cocoa powders, you're not going to have hot chocolate right now. Let's put that in the back and pull forward, like I said, the tea bags and things, so that you can make some sweet tea if you're in the South. That's pretty much a staple.
She forgot ice cream.
Yeah. Well, y'all know I have been on keto and carnivore with my husband, so I have not had ice cream in a really long time. But yeah, popsicles and ice cream, especially those kids, they absolutely love those little cheap ones. That's like the Kool-Aid that you just freeze them, the push pops. So you got to have that. Grab it now, put it in the freezer so that the next time they come, it's something fun. We freeze some yogurt sticks, and they go crazy over that. And if they defrost, they eat it like yogurt. And if they're frozen, they eat it like a popsicle. It's amazing. I love it. But when you're upstairs in the guest bedroom, and even in your bedroom, consider maybe swapping out your bedding. You don't need that heavy comforter right now. Get that light blanket, the coverlet. Put something more springy. Maybe change out your pillows. I would like to do that. I don't have any spring pillows right now, so my pillows are pretty much the same ones. But if I were to find something that I love that was a good price, that would be something that I would love to get, is a few spring pillows that I could put in each of the bedrooms to make it feel just a little bit more summery, a little bit more fun and vibrant, instead of like my heavy upstairs. I still have my red plaid from Christmas up there. It's time for that to go away. I do have a light gray one that I can put up there, and that would be much lighter and much nicer to get into the summer vibes. But I'm not somebody that changes my comforter every season, but it might be fun. So if you've got it, do it. Let's take advantage of it. You can also go through any of your fake flowers, change those up. Like I pulled out some, went to the Dollar Tree. I got some flowers, just put them in a vase. It looks like I've got pink roses now in the house, and it just brightens it up. And I tend to have a very dark house. Rhonda's already seen, I'm really not lying. As much as I've got lots of windows, it is gray inside my house. So having some brighter colors really lighten the mood a lot, so that it feels a little bit more light and airy and fun and vibrant. If I got some pillows to match them, it'd be really nice, wouldn't it? All right, let's see who's in the chat right now. Hello, Alta. So glad that you were able to make it. You guys, it's been 100 years since we got to talk. So I'm so excited to be back online. Fingers crossed that we can make this a regular occurrence again. But behind the scenes, there's been a lot going on, hasn't there, Miss Rhonda?
Yeah.
I am now fully employed in our business. So I've got a lot on the side that I'm doing, as well as YouTube. Plus, y'all probably saw that we dropped that podcast. I was so excited. Did you hear it yet? I sound like the biggest hick. Lisa, it's the Lisa show. She's nationally syndicated podcast, and it dropped this week. And I listened to it. I think it was Monday night. I listened to it, and she's got that professional, like, hello, how are you? Wonderful, deep, moody voice that sounds like Delilah, and then you got me over here going, y'all, and this and that, and all these country things that I like to say. It was quite a conversation, but she has got a heart of gold, and I really, truly enjoyed every minute of talking with her. So I've made a new friend, and I hope that y'all will go check out the podcast episode because it was great. Okay.
See, I don't notice that because we sound the same.
We do. We sound the same, but we're both Kentucky girls. Do you bleed blue? Are you UK or UL? You're closer to UL, so I figured you're UL.
I was born in Louisville.
Yeah, there you go. We should probably not say where you're at though now, just for safety.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're both Kentucky girls, so you're going to hear a lot of slang from both of us. I just imagine.
Yeah, I was born in Louisville, but I don't live there.
Yeah. All right, so we already have. Yeah, Elena, we do. It actually in Tennessee right now. I don't know what it is today, but we've been anywhere from like 60s to almost 80. So it's very nice. It's a nice breeze right now, but there have been a few hotter days that don't feel great. We don't have the humidity yet. So this is like the best time of the year. But there's a lot of seasonal allergies. That's why Miss Rhonda's coughing today. I took my medicine this morning, so I'm not drippy yet. But yes, I don't know if my pictures are up, but if I could share a picture, I'll drop a picture for the replay crew. It's beautiful. It's bright green. Everything is growing. The dogwoods are in full bloom. It's gorgeous. But yeah, the weather has been very rainy. So we get a lot of rain in the summer season, in the spring season. Mm-hmm. That'll clear out probably in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll go into the hot weather. But right now it's perfect for wearing shorts and flip-flops and being comfortable. You're not hot, you're not cold, you're just right now. So how about in Italy? What's it like over there? I don't know. Y'all aren't in summer right now? What season are you in? Let us know in the comment, okay? I'd love to know how it is over there. So let's get back. So yeah, we've already talked about so many things. I feel like I'm going a mile a minute, right? So let's talk about your summer cleaning routine. This is a time to start thinking about adjusting your routine. Like I said earlier, I don't think that we should work hard all year round on the same things. I think that in the summer, it's perfectly okay to go to like a summer schedule so that you have time to take the kids and go out and do things outside. But you also have mowing and weed eating, and if you have a garden, then you've got gardening things. So we sometimes have a lot more things to do around the house in the summer than we do in the winter. In the winter, it's all inside stuff, but in the summer, I find that I've got a lot of outside things that are not included in my cleaning routine, and so I have to adjust it. So I may not get as much of my deep cleaning, zone cleaning in the summer because I have to add in yard work, or I have to add in some garden time, because we do have a ton of blueberry bushes, and we've got about 2-3 weeks, and I'm going to be picking blueberries for an hour every single day for the next month and a half. Like, they're going to be popping out of my ears, blueberries everywhere. And once I pick them, I got to wash them. I got to do something with them. I either freeze them or I have to, do jams and stuff like that. So that takes a lot of time that I would normally put in cleaning. So if you need to adjust your routine, and that doesn't matter if it's Clean Mama, if it's Fly Lady, if it's the Organized Mom method, just know that, there are seasons to things. And in the winter, I really find that that's when I do a lot more for like in the house entertaining. But in the summer, that's when we do barbecues and we're outside at the dining table, or not the dining table, what's it called? Patio table. Mm-hmm. That's where we are. And so I don't have to worry about, making sure my dining room has polished silver. Not that I have that, but you might. But we don't do casseroles and all those things. So I let those things kind of slip. I don't do as many deep cleaning tasks in the dining room, and I do a lot more out and about around. Like, I want to put some fresh flowers out. I want it to be pretty out there. I want to make sure that the lights on the porch all work, and that I'm trying to find the solar lights to line the path with. I bought some from the Dollar Tree. Don't know yet if they're going to work, but my thought is I want that outdoor area to feel very, park-like and relaxing, because we do have a hot tub and we like to sit out there, but it's not very pretty. It's kind of really not pretty at all. So I'd like to make it pretty as possible. So this is the time to go through and see if you need to change things out and adjust your routine, and feel free to do that. Don't get locked into, well, they say that I have to clean this week. We both agree. It's your routine. Whether it's inspired by the Fly Lady or Clean Mama or anyone else, you have full authority to make and change it however you need to get the things you do. Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
So I'm giving you the green light. Do it. It's fine. It's fine.
And sometimes you do one, and sometimes you do something else.
Yeah. There are days that I don't feel like doing decluttering or zone cleaning, but I'm really in the mood to like go through my emails. That's a form of decluttering. It's just a different form that's not necessarily in my cleaning routine. But if I'm not feeling great, my stomach's hurting or something, and I really need to do a sitting task, then I just flip my schedule around and I'll pay bills and do desk work that day. And then the next day that I feel better, I'll tackle whatever I had planned on earlier in the week. So be flexible with yourself. That's the best thing that I can tell you, so that you don't get beat down and you don't skip tasks. If I skipped it every time I didn't feel like doing it, then I would never do it. Like, I don't want to do my floors, but they have stains on the carpet. I need to, but it makes zero sense for me to clean my carpet when it's raining outside, because the first person that walks in the house, or the dog that walks in the house, is going to put new stains on my freshly clean carpet. So knowing that, the last couple of weeks, even though I've still got a popsicle stain from Easter, I've spot cleaned it. And I'm going to get the deep cleaning stuff done as soon as the weather breaks and we don't have rain for the next 7 days. Then I'm going to do it. But it's okay. I've adjusted it. I'm okay with it. It's on my calendar for the next day that looks good, and I feel good about it. And so as long as you're making those plans every day, you know that you're going to tackle things and it doesn't just get forgotten, you're fine. You can adjust it however you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Making a summer emergency kit. When you've got babies and grandbabies that come to your house, this is one of the most important things that you need to do right now, because we need sunscreen, you need bug spray, you need aloe or something to put on when they get bug bites and when they get sunburns and all the things. You need Band-Aids. And if you got little guys, you need fun Band-Aids. You can't just put a plain Band-Aid on there. They want something like a bluey Band-Aid or whatever. So they sell all of those things at Dollar Tree, at Dollar General, at Walmart. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg at a pharmacy buying these supplies, but you do need supplies for scrapes and scratches and bug bites, all the things that happen when you're playing outside and you're having a good time. Go ahead and get it now. Allergy medicine, stock up on it. You're going to need it,
Yeah.
tissues, all of those things. You think of that more in the winter, but when you've got seasonal allergies, you're going to need all of this stuff. Go ahead and restock it now while you're thinking about it. Set yourself up with just a bin that's your emergency kit. Keep it somewhere handy and get all those things. While you're at it, some outside things that I stock up on and that I'm in the process of: citronella candles. I like to sit outside, but I don't like the bugs to be around me.
Mosquitoes.
So those mosquitoes, the torches, if you need to get more torch oil, go ahead and get that right now. Just think outside of the box on things that you need to pick up so that you're ready to be outside, because nothing's worse than when it's like a really nice night and you want to go out there and you haven't stocked up on these things and then you get eaten up by bugs. Yeah, that's the worst. So get it now. Make yourself a little list. You don't have to get it all in one shopping trip, but make yourself a list and start working on it for sure.
Another tip: check for ticks.
Yeah.
If you have ticks in your areas.
Yeah, we get those little bitty seed ticks. They're terrible. But when you've got animals that come in and out like we do, I have a cat and a dog that both come in and out of the house. I don't love that the dog comes in and out, but she's a scaredy cat when it comes to storms, and I just can't make her stay outside when it's thundering because she shakes. Like she really is afraid. So I let them come in, and that means that I have to be on the alert for things that come in on them in the house and outside of the house. But on them, get the brush them out and check really good is a great thing. Also, think about the kids though, like bubbles. You need the bubble juice, get some more bubble juice. Like that's something that we have to have that goes along with the popsicles and all the other things. Like get the chalk for the sidewalks, get the bubble juice, like check your summer toys and see if things need to be replaced. Is the basketball completely dead and it won't blow up anymore? Maybe you need a new basketball for summer. Like I'm talking about, I've got a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. She's got a 4-year-old that we have over at the houses, and it makes life a lot easier. I went to the Dollar Tree before Easter and got some gliders, those little airplanes that are styrofoam. They had the best time. I spent $2.50 for 2 gliders, and they played with them for 3 or 4 hours in my front yard with my husband, myself, and my son. It was amazing, and it was so inexpensive. But every time I go in the Dollar Tree, I look to see what kind of little things they have like that. I don't want to spend $50 or $100 on a car that they never get in and play with. But we get these little things. They'll play with them once or twice, even if they get broken. They had a really fun time that day. We got kites for Easter. We had so much fun with Dollar Tree kites. So this is a great time to go pick up those things. You can get the bug catching kits right now, and they can get out and explore and catch ladybugs and butterflies and whatever. And it's a great thing to do, is to stock up on the summer toys and the tools that you're going to need for these types of things.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we played croquet.
Oh yeah. I don't even have a croquet
That was
set.
fun.
But yeah, I remember when the
We
whole
had a
family,
lot of siblings fight over that game.
we do outside twister. Do you ever do that? Okay, so all you got to do is get some spray paint of a couple of different colors and then spray paint paper plates, just use a paper plate as the outline and then fill it in. You make your own twister game, and then you get like a dice or the twister game spinner wheel, and then get everybody outside playing twister on the front yard. Come up with the craziest things. I saw a TikTok the other day where they had grown kids, they didn't have too many little kids anymore for Easter. And they bought those blow up animal costumes like for Halloween, that they kind of inflate and they make you big like sumo wrestlers or whatever. They bought a pig, a cow, a T-Rex, a ladybug. I don't remember. They had just all these weird little things, and they had an Easter egg contest with their teenage kids and grandkids in these costumes. Wow. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Seeing this blow up little pig trying to pick up an egg and put it in a basket, and then tripping over each other and running across the yard to get a thing is so much fun. So if you don't have little kids, think outside of the box. Come up with some funny, like water balloon fights between your husband and your sons. Like they would love that. I used to get those remote control cars for every man or boy in the family for Christmas. And they would go outside and have the best time. And I'm talking about a 60-year-old, a 50-year-old, some 20-year-olds, and then like a 5-year-old. And they would play with remote control cars in the front yard. Who cares if they ever played with them again? That was their fun together. And it was worth every penny I spent on them. Now, I always shop somewhere cheap, so I didn't spend a lot of money on it. But it was just a good time. And so instead of thinking that someone's going to play with something forever, I now think of it as a memory. If we can do a fun memory that didn't cost an arm and a leg, then it's worth it to invest in. We did those games. Have you ever done like the ping pong balls in the tissue box that you tie around your waist and you got to bounce to get them out? The first year that me and my husband and all of our kids had a joint Christmas, they didn't know each other all that well. So I got all those kinds of silly games, and we did those. My mom peed her pants. She was laughing so hard because my son, who knew that he could drop it like it was hot? Like he's just bouncing, balls are going everywhere, and everybody else can barely get a ball to pop out. And he just rocked it. And it was so fun. And it broke the ice. We had a great time. It was super inexpensive. And it just took a few minutes of thinking ahead of things that we could do instead of just sitting around opening presents and being done, So I think anytime you have a family get together, if you can do something silly out of the box, or have a tradition like croquet that you get out there and you play together, you don't have to have skill. Some people do. I don't have any skill.
Just make sure you don't hit the ball on somebody else, because that will hurt.
Oh yeah,
that will hurt.
Don't hit somebody in the forehead.
Don't take that mallet and that will hurt.
That would be so bad. then you're going to need that first aid kit.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Also think about those summer pools, the kids pools. I had a hard time last year finding the little bitty one that I wanted for the little kids. All I could find was like the deeper ones. And so, if you've got littles, be on the lookout for the blow up toys and pools and things that you're going to need now before they do get sold out, because once I think May gets done, they move into like fall, right? They're changing the season before you're ready. So if you want a bathing suit, you got to buy it now, because in June and July, you're not going to find one.
You'll find Christmas in September.
Right. So we got to think about it now. We got to be more proactive on it for sure. But we talked about the company's coming basket. This is the one that I did, but you can put so many different ideas in there. You could keep drinks and snacks in there if you let people eat up in the room. You could have disposable plates and things like that as a company's coming basket for your kitchen that you just pull out, so that if you're going to eat in the, on the patio, you're not messing up your good stuff, just plates and napkins and all the things. So it's easy to grab and take out. And I've got a big bin of that kind of stuff, because we have a bonfire and the teenage kids invite kids. I might have 20 people here that I only knew 5 people were going to show up. So I have a stash of plastic forks, spoons, and knives, and plastic plates and plastic, cups and stuff like that. Drinks are harder for me because they get drunk. We can never keep up with them. If I buy them, they're gone. So that's something I got to buy all the time. But definitely stock up on the Hershey's bars and the s'more stuff. Any kind of chips and nachos and all those things for teenagers. Like, start prepping it now. Have it. If you have to hide it, hide it. But go ahead and get some stuff done. And then the last thing that I think that we should do is make a summer fun bucket list. Like, even if you're 100 years old, there's something that would bring you joy in the summer, even if it's just putting a blanket and going and laying under the stars. You don't have to spend money to have fun. Think outside of the box. You could do a movie night on a sheet in the backyard with a projector that you rent or you check out from the library and have a movie night. You can do so many things that are just a memory, like I said, playing with your family, water balloons, whatever. I want to make sure that we go to the farm and take the kids to go to an actual working farm so they can see tractors and all those kinds of things. We've got a tractor that doesn't work, and we've got a four-wheeler. So it's not quite a farm situation, even though we're surrounded by farm. We don't raise crops. So I want to make sure that we go visit a few places like that. Last summer, I got the boys and we pulled up at our local airport, which is a small airport. We live in a small town, but most areas that have an airport, they're not necessarily major airports. You can pull right up beside of the airport and sit in the car with the doors open, or I raised the hatch and we sat in the back and we watched airplanes take off for an hour. And they thought that was the coolest thing, because I brought some drinks and some snacks and we had like a little picnic at the tailgate of my car watching airplanes take off. And we only thought about it because we drove past the airport. That's and funny. The kids were like, ooh, I like that. So the next time we made it a date. We had a little mini date night. So what would be some things that you can think of right off the top of your head that you could do with your grandbaby that would be just like fun like that, just around the house or around your town?
He likes to walk.
So maybe going somewhere that he hasn't been and taking a little walk around.
Actually, we are going. I'm not going to say where, but we're actually going to take him somewhere.
And it'd be fun.
Sometime soon.
We're always on the lookout for like random odd things. My husband and I ride a motorcycle. And last year, our motorcycle group, they made like a little, I don't know, it wasn't really a map, but like a top 10 to do or whatever, where you could get points for visiting certain different areas. And one of the things that we had to visit, it was called the Fork in the Road. There was a sculpture of a fork literally in the middle of a Y. And it's over in Kentucky. close to Bowling Green, but I don't know exactly where it is. But
Yeah.
they dropped the link where we could find it.
Yeah.
And that was fun because we went with a couple friends. We rode motorcycles and enjoyed the weather and the ride. And then we got to this, and it was literally in the middle of nowhere. There was no stores, there was no anything, but someone put a fork in the road. And that was one of our things. We had to take a picture of by the fork and submit it to get like some points to maybe get a prize. But it was fun to have these random things that we got to go and do, like a treasure hunt. Exactly. So you can come up with like a little treasure hunt of your own. Where we live, we've got several distilleries around. We've got Jack Daniels is closed. We've got Nearest Green that's closed. There's another one that, what is it? I don't remember now, but there's 3 probably within 10 miles of my house. We aren't drinkers. We don't do it. But, if you were one of those people that really likes to go see how things are made, that's really interesting afternoon to go see how it's done. I've done the tour at Jack Daniels once before. It is extremely interesting how they do it, even if you don't drink. So take a look in your area. Do they have like walking things and hiking trails, or we've got waterfalls around here that's amazing that you can just pull up and go walk, just a quarter of a mile and be at a waterfall that's absolutely stunning. And I didn't know that it was there until my husband was like, oh yeah, we're going to go check it out. It's like, this is awesome. We could take a picnic down here. So now I want to take the boys to show them the waterfall. So that's on a bucket list for me now. And
my husband and I, we like car shows.
Car shows, yeah. And they have those popping up all the time. Yeah.
And we have in my area where I live, we have free singing concerts.
Mm-hmm. Our downtown area, they do live music and dancing. I was telling you yesterday about that.
I mean, all of that's free unless you buy something.
So you don't have to sit at home. There's no reason to just sit and do nothing. At any age, there's things that you can get out and do. Even if you don't get out and dance. We went up to our square last year and we literally sat and listened to the music. We didn't get up and dance, but it was just a nice summer night. It wasn't cold. It wasn't hot. They had some like, food trucks around. So we were able to get a drink and maybe a little snack. I think we got a turkey leg or something, sit there and listen to some live music. And it was unexpected, but we heard about it and it was like, I'd like to do that. And my husband was like, I'm so glad you found something you wanted to do. And we had the best time, So if you can't think of it, tell him to think of it. And y'all like start putting some ideas. If there's a strawberry festival, go to Strawberry Festival and go pick some strawberries. Every small town has got something. And even if you're not in the mood to shop, get out and walk. Go. It's good for us. It's just so good to get out of the house and see other things. Y'all let me know in the comments if you've got anything that you would add to this list of things that we could do right now to maybe make summer a little bit more fun. There's no limit to what you can do, right? Like it can be as fun as you want to make it. But Nettie said, yeah, Sam's Club is great for stocking up. And Alta said that she loves spring because over in Italy, Fahrenheit conversion, she said, well, let me just show you what she said because I can't read. She lives in the country, Central Europe weather. So beautiful. We're coming. We had to cancel our trip to Europe last year and I was heartbroken, but I'm coming. One of these days, I'm going to come over there and I want to see it. And if any of y'all want to tell me where you are in a private chat so that I can schedule around and maybe drop in and like have a coffee. I'm not saying come to your house. I know that might be weird, but if you're willing to let me come see at your house, I'm good with that too. But how fun is this that we got to like connect and you see like my house really does look the same, doesn't it?
It does.
She got to see the cat or my husband started pulling hair out of the drain in my tub and she got to see it. I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. It's right there because he just left it. He didn't even throw it away. But it's life, right?
It's life. It didn't bother me.
Yeah. Let's see. What is Marissa? Yeah, community pools. That's a really good idea. Super inexpensive. We've got a community pool here. I took my daughter and our grandbabies last year. I think it was like $4 a person. And it's got water slides and a kids area. It was so nice. And in Nashville, that would have been $30 a person. And in my town, it's $4 or $5 a person. It was so affordable. And we had a great day. That's a great idea. Thank you so much.
Library.
Yeah, the library. They've always got some good stuff. Yeah.
Movies.
Movies. They have where they do storybook time. They'll read the kids a book. You've got the best ideas. Yeah. So let's take that one down and show this one. Community center day classes for the kiddos. Absolutely. They've got craft days. I remember 4-H used to do that. They would have like really cool crafts and stuff that the kids could come, and you'd pay, $10 for the supplies or whatever, and they'd get to stay there for a few hours, make the craft, bring it home. Some of my favorite Christmas decorations were made out of pavers that they decorated at a 4-H class on a Saturday, that their cousins wanted to go. And so we dropped off all the cousins, and me and their mama got to go to the store and get some Christmas shopping done while they made these things. And they're really amazing, the things that you can do in your local area. Splash pads. How fun is that? In Nashville, they have them, and that's fun. I've been known to walk through there after like doing a good walk around downtown and just letting it spray a little bit on my feet and legs and cooling off. It's fun for all ages, for sure. I love it that y'all have shown up with us and joined us. Check out that podcast episode if you haven't. I've got the live stream where we talked, and she really did a great job, because her story, the Lisa show, her story is that, she lost her husband at a young age. And so she had to go through mourning losing a husband while she still had kids at home, and having to pick up and move on and still be present for her kids and work and do all the things that she had to do, and how she was able to still be upbeat and develop friendships and like transition, because life is uncertain. We aren't guaranteed tomorrow. And so it was a really honest and open conversation that I think all of us could benefit from, because I most certainly didn't think that I would get divorced from my first husband. You didn't think that the things would happen with your husband that they did. And thank God, like, I'm so blessed, and I know you feel the same way, that we were able to find godly men later in life. But, I didn't know that life would throw me these loops. I thought that I had it all planned out, and then things change unexpectedly. And sometimes you don't have control over it. And the things that she was talking, they apply in so many ways. I was listening to her about how to make friends, because I've only been in this area 5 years. 2 of those years were during COVID. Nobody was getting out and doing anything. So I really need to get out and meet my neighbors and meet my friends that I haven't even seen yet, because there's got to be somebody within a 30-mile radius that's close to my age that is feeling the same way, right? I've met you guys during that time, but I want to meet real people too. I think that we all need people in our lives that are willing to come in and knock on your door and just sit on the porch and have a coffee or a tea and just talk about, what the kids are doing, or, sometimes you need somebody to sound off on when your husband's driving you crazy. We need women. We need those friendships, and godly women especially. So I definitely think that you should check that out. Let's see. Raposa says 2 preteen girls, close in age, intentional with summer planning. It avoids the drama and the getting bored. Even a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, both of their parents work from home. And so when I go to their house, I'm the interruption to every day, playing in the house. So for me, my goal with my grandbabies is, when we can, get out of the house, even if it's just playing in the backyard, even if it's sitting on the front porch and watching the school bus drive by. They think that's such a fun thing to do, is to watch the kids on the school bus go by, because they can't go to school yet. So that's like, oh, those are such lucky kids. Those kids don't think they're lucky, but it's a big deal to say hi to the mailman or to somebody walking the neighborhood. So you can just sit in your front yard and do things, break it up. And definitely the monotony can drive us all crazy. So I think summer is a good time to change it up.
Yeah, one lady says VBS program.
Oh, yes. I didn't even see that. Yeah, Vacation Bible School is an amazing thing.
Amazing.
And if you're able to volunteer, it'll keep you very busy. There's a lot of stuff that you can do that
keep you busy.
Couple of weeks before and the week of. I used to do that hardcore when my kids were
Yeah,
younger.
my girls, Nettie's on here and she can vouch for me.
Mm-hmm.
They went to 3 or 4 in
Mhm.
one summer, and each one had the same theme,
Yeah.
but they still had fun
Oh, for
because
sure.
they had different crafts.
Different
But they got
crafts.
to know the songs.
You learn the songs, you meet new kids, because there's a lot of kids that, especially here, like, we only have one middle school and one high school, but elementary school, there's still like 3 or 4 elementary schools. So when you've got younger kids, they will make a good friend, and then later on down the road they may end up going to middle school and high school together. So it's a great opportunity to meet other kids in your area that you might not meet at your local school. You know what I mean? So it's so much fun. And to be honest, they get a break from teachers. So if they're going to your Sunday school class every Sunday forever, and then they get to go to vacation Bible school and there's a whole different person teaching, they might learn something in a new way that connects, that they're going to appreciate so much better.
Yeah, Nettie said
Yeah.
she did keep us busy, but it was so much fun.
Exactly. So just think about it. Go ahead and start looking out there, start Googling what's going on in your area. Ask around. Word of mouth works really well when it comes to kids' activities, because sometimes they can be hard to find if you don't know where to look. But if you talk to other moms in your neighborhood or at church and just see what they have found that works, it's really something to do. But don't be afraid to go on Facebook. There's all kinds of, I know even here in my little town, there's a Facebook group that's like talk of the town, and they'll put different activities like craft fairs and things that maybe you won't hear about because they're smaller. But if you go on there and look, you're sure to find it. But if you can't find it, ask. You'll get 100 strangers telling you things that you can do too. So it's a really great way to connect and get out and have some fun this summer. But think about it now so you can start getting deadlines if it's something you need to sign the kids up for. I know they have a science center here that's kind of small. They've got a bigger one in the town that my daughter lives at that has summer programs at a discounted rate, so they can go a little bit more and not have to pay the full yearly fee. So a lot of good ideas for you. Consider if you got tween and teenagers, a lot of the amusement parks will have season passes. So for my teenagers and my 20-year-old, they bought season passes to Six Flags over Atlanta, even though it's a little bit of a drive. If they go 3 or 4 weekends over the summer, that paid for the season pass, and they looked forward to it. So they can take a bunch of friends. It's cheaper for them because they paid for the summer pass, and they're old enough they can drive themselves and get down there, and so it worked out for them to even think about that. Even though it wasn't immediate access, it still was close enough that they went and got their money's worth and had a great time doing it.
Some churches do church camp for their youth.
Yeah. So definitely check in with your libraries, your churches, your communities, programs and centers. There you go. Have a yard sale. They can sell lemonade and you can get rid of stuff. When you got little kids, you can make bank at a yard sale because everybody needs kids' toys and kids' clothes.
Right.
And I'm on the hunt. If anybody has little people toys that they just want to send me, that is what I'm on the hunt for. And I have been to so many Goodwills and yard sales. It's really hard to find. But those old little people toys, they were the best, absolutely the best. And my goal is to find some. I'm actively searching for little people toys that I can keep, because I have 2 grandbabies now, but we still got 3 more kids that haven't had babies yet. So I'm going to have grandbabies for the next 10 or 15 years that are going to be small enough to play with that stuff. And right now I have a little basket of toys. Grandma needs to be prepared.
Right.
I need it. And my kids, when we would go to their grandmother's house, she had all of those things. And I didn't have to worry about them being bored because she had toys and she had activities. And I want to be that grandma that they love coming and getting dirty. We take them to the creek and they get to throw rocks at the creek and get a little bit muddy, and it's fine. Mama won't let them do that. But at Granny's house, it's fine. I'll clean the carpet. It's fine. Let's just go have a good time while they're here. Of course, I don't have them all the time. So it isn't a big deal for me. Whereas I can understand them getting dirty every single day would drive me crazy when I was their mom, right? But dirty feet don't bother me as much now. I'm a lot more relaxed, right?
I got some tracks from his grandma and his great grandma, and we FaceTime every day. And I showed him to him. As soon as he got to my house, he said, "Where's my trucks?"
Yeah.
He was ready for his play
Oh,
with his trucks.
get
And
very
they was
excited.
free. They was free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went to a yard sale one year and got one of the bigger Tonka truck type things, the plastic one that I could sit on and ride. I got that, a basketball goal, and a chalkboard art thing, easel thing. I spent like $15. Now, each one of those are probably like $50 a piece, and I spent $15. And she was willing to take less. I was like, no, no, no. I'm not asking for a discount. I'll take them. This is a great deal for me. They're going to love it, and it helps you. Like, I love it. Like, I'm not afraid of getting you stuff for kids because they're only going to play with it for a hot second, and then it's going to be put in storage for the next one. So I love it. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining in. And if you're ready to take your summer prep to the next level, one step further, don't miss my video all about the lazy girl cleaning hacks, because when it's summer, we don't want to work hard. We want to work smart. So I'll link that after the video closes so that you can hop over there and watch it. Hopefully, I'm going to get another video up soon. I know March was not my best month, but I've missed it. And if nothing else, I'm going to be bringing y'all along with me while we clean together, because that's something that's much easier for me to do, and it's needed. I need to do it. Rhonda said she puts me in her earbuds and she cleans along with me. That feedback helps me so much, because sometimes I feel like I'm being lazy. This isn't a very good video, but it's what we do every day. So if we clean the same room every day, then me doing it with you and us chatting, it just makes the time go faster. So
Right.
I like it. So
and it gives you a buddy, but the buddy is on screen.
Yeah.
But you feel like they're in your house.
It's like an accountability partner.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to keep going, because especially if you know how long the video is. So if it's a 15-minute video, a 30-minute video, an hour-long video, it's like, okay, well, I know if I just listen to her, I'm going to get an hour's worth of cleaning done. So we might do some more of that kind of stuff. Those videos don't like skyrocket. They're not amazing, but if that's what we need, that's what we need. You know what I mean? And that's all that I'm worried about, is getting my house done as quickly as I can and doing all the things that I need to do, but also being there and being as helpful as possible. So I really appreciate the feedback. Like I said, if you're in the area, don't forget to message me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. You can now do the community post and talk to me too. So that's kind of new and cool, but you can get a hold of me and we'll connect. I promise. I'm not different in real life than I am on camera. It's very much the same.
She is. She is.
All right, you guys, have a blessed week. There's one thing we got to do before you go. Let's do a real quick prayer. Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the technology for working, because that is always my biggest fear. So I praise your name, and I thank you that you allowed my webcam to work, that we were able to figure out the sound, and most of all, that you allowed us to be together, that you allowed us to have a fellowship, and that we can just grow and enjoy our day together. Father God, help us to be good stewards of all the things that you send our way, and help us to, think ahead of times and get things lined up so that we can truly have an amazing summer, enjoy our friends and family, and give you all the glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, you guys. Love you so much. Have a good day, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.